Hello there, YouTube fans. Here again. And I want to give you two of this one. I'm going to sing it tight to ya. Going on my MTV. That's it, the way you do it. That's the way you do it. You do it for nothing on my MTV. I won't sing the rest, but it's sad to say it's goodbye to MTV. As you may or may not know, the news been announced that MTV, that's right, MTV is going bye-bye. Ended last there. I'm not going to say sad, but not sad. People want to know what the fuck I'm on about, what I'm blabbing about. MTV ended. It ended in the late 90s for me, but that's just my opinion. Some people still love MTV. All I can say is, I'm sorry it went, but in my eyes, it ended in the late 90s, early 2000s. It went bye-bye then. It went bye-bye then. But I'm going to talk about MTV when it was in its heyday. Now, MTV, as we know, was an American thing. We didn't really get MTV into what, late 80s, when Sky TV was in the A of its heyday. And as I know, looking at my history, MTV was popular. You know, it had well-known singers like The Piece. I don't mean The Piece will come in and arrest you. I mean The Piece with Sting. So you had Piece making test appearances. You had David Power making an announcement. And back in 1985, you remember the classic James Bond film, A View to a Kill. What's more, actually presented the song on MTV. He actually presented it once more. So once more himself, may rest. He presented MTV and marketed the song A View to a Kill by Duran Duran. There was a lot of good history on MTV, a lot of well-known singers, a lot of other musicians made test appearances on MTV. So it was popular, it was big. And as you know, it was very popular, mid-80s, like I say, 85, once more presented it. You've been housed, the classic song by Duran Duran, View to a Kill. You had The Piece, you had other singers appearing on MTV. And it was good at marketing. And as we know, it became popular when Sky TV come out. And you already know what I think of Sky TV. You already know what I think of Sky TV. But if you look at some of my early videos, there's one of it still up there, where Sky TV, when it first come out, I love Sky TV. I was always an hater. I always say boo-hoo to Sky, it's a piece of shit and all this. I used to like Sky TV, and when we first got Sky, it was what, 1990? Fucking hell, so my age here. 1990, MTV was one of the channels we used to watch a lot. And we didn't just watch that, there was other music channels and all. I remember rightly, there was a music channel where you phone up, you pick your favourite artists, and you get to hear your favourite artists singing the song. And MTV, like I say, it was good. You did have MTV 1980s, where you play your 80s music and MTV's classics, and then you had other ones, you know what I mean? You had other classic song channels. It wasn't always MTV what was popular. People can have a love me, they can have an hate me, but it wasn't always MTV what was popular. You did have other music channels as well. I think in here because my arm's killing me. But yeah, you've had other MTV channels as well, and other music channels I should say. But what happened was, you had a lot of reality shows that were coming out in the late 90s. You had a lot of other shows, and that's when MTV, in my eyes, it went bye-bye. That's just my opinion. We've all got one. People still love MTV. You've heard, just rewind back what I said. And then, you know what I mean, you had all these talk shows, these reality shows. They had some good ones, like you had the Ozzy Osbourne, May also the rest, and the Osbourne show, you remember that. But then you had other ones where it was just talking, more talking. And I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute, people can call me an arsehole. People can call me a dickhead. But at the end of the day, is it or is it not called MTV? Is it or is it not? Do we not watch MTV for music? Is it not or is it not a music channel? Every time I want an MTV back in that era, it was talk shows, comedy shows, reality shows, more talk shows, more dabbing, more talk shows, more talking, more dabbing. Now, as we know, MTV had a lot of history. Like, we all know the first music video was Video Killed the Radio Star. Remember that song? Video killed the radio star. We all know that was the first music video to ever air. And like I say, MTV was good in that era. It was good. It was very good. I just said a lot of good things about it. But what killed it in my eyes, my fucking eyes, was you had talk shows, more talk shows, more talk shows. But then they decided to blame people for streaming, for all this stuff, streaming songs, streaming videos, all on the internet. You can't blame everything on the internet. You can't blame everything. MTV was dying, and it was a dinosaur back in the fucking late 90s, back in the early 2000s, when they stopped playing fucking music and went for all these stupid reality shows. MTV is supposed to be for music. That's what people loved. Whether it was rock music, people back in the golden days of the 80s, they loved rock music. That's what you've got. Just like I said with Sky TV. Back in the heyday, when Sky was in their heyday, they knew how to sell, they knew what the customer wanted, and so on. Nowadays, it's money, 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 and more money, and repeats, and more repeats, and more shit, and more repeats. MTV was starting to go that route away. It was just fucking repeats and talk shows and more fucking talk shows and more dabbing, and more dabbing. And that's what killed it. You can't just blame it all on people, right? It's just my opinion. We all got one. You can't just blame it on people steaming. It was like back in the day when Top of the Pops went bye-bye. And I'm not going to talk about Timmy fucking Pino Saffel. So let's talk about him. Yeah, but I'll be. But I'm on about the show as a whole. Because the other day we didn't watch Top of the Pops to look at Pedo fucking Saffel. We watched Top of the Pops to look at our favourite singers. You know what I mean? Our favourite singers. And because a lot of people went mad, a lot of people was looking at, was at the time, as I say, was downloading MP3. That was the era, and not people were getting music that way. But you can't just pay the people. At that time, like, Top of the Pops was paying a load of fucking shit. I'm just speaking my mind. At that era, Top of the Pops, before it went bye-bye, it was paying a load of garbage, and that's why the ratings went down. Just like MTV was paying a lot of chart shows, more dabbing, more fucking dabbing, more reality shit, more dabbing, and that is why it went bye-bye. It went bye-bye with the ratings. It wasn't just because people were streaming music. People were streaming music for donkeys. There's a lot of other music shows out there. There's some I miss, right? There's some I miss, right? I missed the one where you used to phone up, you used to pick your favourite video, and at the end of the day, you got your favourite video. What happened to that? What happened to all the other ones I used to love and remember? Because I love music. I love music from a certain era, not some shit you hear nowadays. I mean, maybe I'm old-fashioned. I like some of the 80s songs. I like some of the 70s songs. I like some Michael Jackson before he went right. You know what I mean? Before he fucking fucked his looks up. I like Michael Jackson when he was in his heyday. I mean, when he was a good-looking lad. I like fucking the Jackson 5. I love fucking some of the old songs. When I go on MTV, and you got talk shows and more talking and more dabbing and more talking and 100 fucking breaks. That was, to me, that was the ending of MTV. It's just my opinion. My opinion. That was the ending of fucking MTV. But if you miss it, it's sad. It went bye-bye last year. I'm not going to have a minute fucking silence. It's a fucking poll down. But I respect it lasted, what, 1981 to 2025. It's sad, but you can say it's sad about Sky TV. In my eyes, Sky TV went bye-bye. The amount of times I did that a chance was unbelievable. And it just went shit and shit and shit. But that's just my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised if Ben's Sky was to go bye-bye, because there's so many fucking fire sticks and technology out there now where people can watch other things. But they don't improve. They don't learn. And it's sad. But it's just thought I'd make a change, me talking about films and politics and all that, because I remember the days when I was a lad and, you know, when Sky was worth a fuck. remember the golden days of MTV, but I'll leave it here. I'm gonna watch my MTV. That's not the way. That's the way you do it. You do it for nothing on my MTV. See you later.